What's up, YouTube? It's me, Kirby, and you're watching another video from KIRBBQ. Today I'm going to be doing a video on igniting the 270 smoker. I recently had a new subscriber who inquired about how do you ignite a 270 smoker. He had just purchased one and wanted to know if I had a video talking about it on my channel. I looked at my video playlist, and while I did have an intro talking about it, I really didn't have a video demonstrating how to do it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how to ignite the fire in a 270 smoker. Alright, stick around. Before we get started, let's talk about how you're going to control your fire once you got it going. Here is the air intake on the 270 smoker, which is adjustable. Your air comes in, you breathe, it gives you the oxygen that you need to increase the temperature of your fire. As you close the damper, it'll control what your temperatures are. When you first want to ignite your fire, you want to have your damper way open. Alright, well, I'm going to tell you, put it this way. This is how I ignite it. People may do it different, but when I first started off, I opened it all the way up. Okay? This is the cap to the 270. There's a dual chamber exhaust system on the 270, which I've talked about before in the intro. But this particular system, this particular level chamber of the exhaust system runs all the way to the bottom of the smoker. This one begins right at the top. So if you're interested in having direct flow cooking on your 270, you'll use your cap, such as this, and put it on, and you'll get direct flow cooking in your chamber, such as this. But if you would like to have convection cooking and have reverse flow cooking going on, you flip the cap over and cover that section of the chamber to get the convection reverse flow cooking. Now, when I ignite my fire, I leave the cap off. The cap is completely off when I ignite my fire. Alright, so we're going to unlatch the door, open it up, and pull out our charcoal basket. It's an 8 by 18 inch, I believe, is the dimensions for this basket. It can hold a lot of charcoal and will give you hours of cooking. And that's a sidebar thing we're going to do today, is to see how much of a burn time we're going to get off of one charcoal basket. I'm sorry, not basket, one chimney of fuel. Well, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do one unlit and one lit chimney. So go ahead and pour in the chimney. Now the preferred fuel of choice is lump charcoal. Now, you don't have to use lump. You can use briquette if that's what you want to use, and my preferred lump charcoal of choice is Royal Oak. Royal Oak does not sponsor me or give me a dime, but I like using the product, so so I use it. I've tried using Cowboy. I've tried using a Frontier, Cowboy, Frontier, and I'm trying to think, is there, oh yeah, and Western. Western had a 30-pound bag that they had once upon a time. And let me just pull it back a little and adjust the camera. 30 Western, I think it's year or so, 2018. Western was selling a 30-pound bag of charcoal in Walmart. I bought it and it put off a foul odor when you first ignited it, and I didn't care for that too much. From the Western, the Frontier and the Cowboy sparks too much for me, and so, and I'm not saying that Royal Oak isn't without its faults, because sometimes you end up with little pieces of rock in your after you had a burn. But outside of that, I don't have no issues with it. Hold on just a second, I forgot my newspaper. Okay, got some newspaper in here, and typically you'll want to get your either Royal Oak Tumbleweed or Weber lighter cube and put it in here to make the igniting system go quicker. And normally that's what I would use, but I've been in the habit of using my torch lately, and so I don't have any on hand, so I'm just going old school with the newspaper. And I decided not to go with a full chimney, but just with a half a chimney of charcoal. And let me get this lit up. But as I was sharing some of my previous experience with some of the other brands of charcoal, particularly Royal, particularly Western, Frontier, and Cowboy, it just sparked too much for me. And Western gave off a foul odor that I didn't particularly care for when I first ignited it. Alright, so as you know, you let your chimney burn until you got flames coming out of the top. Once you do, that means your coals in the chimney are ready, and then you can go ahead and dump it on the inside. Now while that is burning, let's go back over here. As I was sharing, okay, so if I was doing a full cook, let's say I was cooking a brisket or a butt, and I had the basket full, what I would do is layer the wood. I'll put pieces of wood in, some more charcoal, a little bit more wood, and some more charcoal, and then ignite it and let it burn down. That way you don't have to constantly re-add wood as you cook. Now you can do it however you want to. Some guys take it, just put take their wood and just put it on top and burn down, but I do it this way. Okay. Now I'm only doing a meatloaf, so I don't need 2 pieces of wood. I'm just going to use the one. I really don't even need the one. I'm just going to get the flavor from the Royal Oak. Royal Oak. So after everything get up to temp, after I get a fire going in the chimney, I'll be back. Okay, while the fire is still getting ready, I want to show you that if you want to run a temperature probe inside of your 270 smoker, you can. And the way you would do that is by running your wires down your down the direct flow exhaust, again, which is the first one. You just drop it down. Let's come to the front. And let me lower this. It's probably gonna be kind of hard to see in there, but for me, I like putting it down on about this rack. So I bring it and I clip it into one of the laser drilled holes inside the smoker. Okay. me go this right about again. Alright, so that's why I like to put it at. And the reason why I like putting it on the shelf is because let me see if I can do this without it's about in the same area as the analog needle in the back. So this way I can get somewhat of a differential reading, comparing it to what the analog is saying compared to what the digital is saying. The digital thermometer is saying. I always recommend that regardless of what type of smoker you have, that you use a digital thermometer to get your grate reading. This way you're getting an accurate reading as to what's on the grate and not the ambient temperature, which is what this is giving you. This is giving you the ambient temperature. It's going to be a few degrees off, what's at your grate where your meat is cooking at. So get you a thermometer that's going to give you the grate reading and not just the temperature inside the smoker. You want to know what's the temperature at the where your food is cooking at. That way you can get a good reading. If you're keeping track of your cooking times and stuff like that, you know exactly what's going on at the grate and not in the ambient temperature. And it'll also help you that if you're not using your as I was saying, it'll also help you that if you're not using your digital thermometer, that once you've done it a couple of times and you've done some cooks with it, and you see the difference between what your digital thermometer says compared to what your analog says, once you know what the degree difference is when you are cooking without your digital, you can then say, okay, well, I know my analog is 5, 10, 15 degrees off from the grate, and that way you can judge what you're cooking accurately. So temperature control is very important when you're cooking your food. Alright, this basket of coal is ready. Let me get the camera readjusted and bring you guys back around. Alright, so here's our basket. I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. Again, this is just 1 chimney, 1.5 chimney worth of charcoal. I'm going to go ahead and push that in. Clearing, I got some ash from my last cook. Clear it, and again I'm leaving my vent. Let me make sure it's in focus. Again, I'm leaving my vent wide open. I'm gonna go ahead and lock her down. Okay, come back to the front. Make sure my front's locked down. And there she go. I'm going to turn on my Maverick. Alright, so I got the damper in the back wide open, and I have the cap on the top removed. We're going to let it go. So, okay, so my desired temp is 300 degrees. Let's time and see how long it takes for it to reach 300 degrees after just lighting the basket, and then let's see how long it holds to 300 degrees once it reaches that temp. Okay. Well, let me also talk with the 270 smoker, as I shared in my intro video. You can add a water pan. A water pan, of course, creates moisture and adds moisture to the cooking environment, and that helps with the meat. It also helps with regulating your temperature inside your cooker. So if you find that your temperatures are getting way out of hand and you're running it dry, add a water pan. Fill your water pan up, and that'll help bring your temperatures down. As well as when you put your cold meat on. So when you put your cold meat on, it's going to drop, yes. But if after you put your cold meat on and it's still running out of hand, add your water pan. fill it up, and that'll help you regulate your temperatures as well as the dampener on the back. I had shared this in the intro video a while ago. One of the main reasons I wanted the 270 smoker was that I wanted a smoker that I could regulate the temperatures with without having to use some type of electrical system to regulate the temps. That was my attraction to it. I've heard of other cook teams who had cabinet type smokers who needed a electronic venting system like a Guru or Stoker system or something like that to help regulate the temperatures in their cooker. And somebody had even said that without a Guru, they couldn't regulate the temps. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be in that situation. And plus, it was another device you had to buy. But it did take me, but having the 270, knowing how to adjust your, once you did your trial and error and find a way you can adjust your adjusting the dampener in the back to get the temp that you want. Once you're there, you're good. You're locked in. You're ready to go. You can add a Guru to the 270, and it will run efficiently and be no brain cooking. You can do that. I just haven't broken down and bought one for mine yet. Maybe somewhere up in the road, up the road, I may do it. But as of now, I just haven't found the need to have it. All right, so I'll be back shortly once the 270 reaches 300 degrees. Okay, YouTube. It has been about 35 minutes since I pulled in the charcoal. The analog is reading 300. My digital 277. So they're about maybe a 30 degree difference in what the grate is reading and what the ambient temperature is reading. But I also want to show you something. What's very important with any cooker that you have is that my cooker isn't level. So it's really off. So that could also count for the degree difference in between it. Believe it or not, that does affect your cooking. Now, if your smoker, especially cabinet smoker, isn't level, that's going to throw you in turn your cooking temperatures off. Mine's isn't level. I'm not really stressing it today because it's more or less about igniting the smoker was what this video is about. But when I'm at a competition, I do make sure that especially if I'm cooking off the flatbed, the door of my trailer, I ensure that the smoker is level, or if it's on the ground, that it's sitting up level as much as possible. Okay, so you can see that it's really off, that it's off kilter, that it's not level, and I'm getting about a 30 degree difference. So the analog is in right now 310 and 284 on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the cap on it, and I am going to bring this video to a close. And what I may do, y'all see I put my little hat on because it's starting to get cool out here, is go ahead and I'm gonna bring this video to a close. And another thing, side note, I'm getting clear blue smoke. I don't have any wood on the fire yet, but anyway, this is what you want when you cook. You do want clear blue smoke, thin blue smoke when you cook. This means that a lot of impurities are not putting off into your food. So if you're getting a thick, puffy, white smoke when you're cooking, you don't want to throw your meat on the smoker right at that moment. Give it a chance for the smoke to thin out, sort of like this, and then put your meat on. Then you can put it on, but you don't want to keep it in that smoke for a long period of time. Let me put it that way. You can put it on, but you don't want to put it on for a long period of time, because barbecue, there's no hard and fast rules, and for some things there's no right or wrong to it. But if during your entire cook you have a thick, white, heavy plume of smoke, you need to check your fire intake. Something is going wrong. You're not getting enough oxygen or something. You need to check that out, because you don't want to, you shouldn't be giving a heavy white smoke the entire time that you're cooking. Alright, maybe when you first ignite it, or you just throw on a piece of wood or something like that, or if you just put on some more charcoal, you should get that initial burn off. That initial burn where it's going to be thick and heavy on white. That's fine. That should burn them. But if your entire cook is like a choo-choo train like you used to see in the movies, you want to take that. You want to look at your fire and see what you're doing wrong. Alright, I'm going to bring this video to a close. This was my how to ignite a 270 smoker. I think the next one I will do along this lines is how to preheat your 270 smoker. That'll be a short video, and I think I did shoot that a while ago, but the footage got lost, so I'm gonna reshoot it again. How to preheat your 270 smoker would be my next video that I upload for this. Alright folks, thanks for tuning in. If you like what you saw today, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell. Be sure to drop down and hit personal so you get notified every time I upload a video. And thank you for watching. Share this video. If you would like to learn more about the 270 smokers, go to 270smokers.com. Check out Terry and Stephanie West. They're great people, great customer service. Can't say enough about them. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. God bless you. You have a great day. Okay, now that I have my fire where I want it to be at, I'm going to close it down to help maintain it. This should keep me right at about 270, 300 right here, right at this setting. Should keep me right about there. Alright. Another thing I want to mention, this little burn mark. Once you ignite your fire basket, just want to make sure this is right here. Once you ignite your fire basket, do not leave your door open. Close your door. I made the mistake of leaving my door open, and once you do, the fire just shoots up and it'll scorch your paint mark. I did that before. Don't leave your fire door open. Don't leave this door open or cracked too long. If you're having a hard time for it to ignite, keep an eye on it. Don't leave this door open, because you will mess up the paint job on your 270. You'll mess up the 270 smoker at that point. But don't leave your door open once you ignite the basket. Push it in, close it down.